spokesperson report 452 to comment in front of the White House 93. Biden administration must stop hostile maneuver against North Korea, including provocation of a nuclear war against North Korea, and withdraw the U.S. troops from South Korea, the source of nuclear war. First, the aggressive military action of Biden administration has reached at an extremely dangerous level. The U.S. troops deployed two strategic bombers B-52H on the Korean Peninsula on October 21st, blatantly launched the threat of a nuclear strike on North Korea. It is known that the B-52H was escorted closely with 12 fighter jets from the Japanese Air Self-Defense Force and went through the East China Sea and Kyushu sky and conducted the nuclear bombing exercise in the East Sea of the Korean Peninsula. The US and Japan are strengthening their military alliance by mobilizing Aegis Destroyer to conduct the joint anti-submarine drills in the Sea of the Korean Peninsula for several days starting from the 15th. In addition, on the 13th, the Special Operations Command Korea conducted the war exercise Teak Knife against North Korea, mobilizing their core forces such as the Joint Terminal Attack Controller, which is a committed force for Beheading Operation in United States Special Operations Command. Second, the hostile maneuver toward North Korea is the maneuver of the nuclear war for the invasion of North Korea and imperialist invasion. Since his inauguration, Biden administration has consistently conducted joint military exercises and aimed to increase its nuclear forces and rebuild its intention to preemptive nuclear strike toward North Korea. Nevertheless, on the 29th, the U.S. State Department made the deceptive offers of the dialogue. The U.S. harbors no hostile intent toward North Korea, and we are prepared to meet with North Korea without preconditions. Recently, the U.S. has been promoting the arms race and the nuclear force enhancement in the Pacific region through the information of cost and sharing of nuclear-powered submarine technology to Australia. Meanwhile, has strengthened the military alliance with imperialist coalition forces. The U.S. Senate revealed the two-faced action and saying that North Korea developed a high-technology weapon to threat against the U.S. and its alliances, such as a log state. Third, the U.S. troops are the source of nuclear war that destroys the peace and security of the Korean Peninsula and the people of the world. The Biden administration is pushing the strengthening of the U.S.-South Korea alliance and overtly carrying out the decapitation strike of North Korea on the Shabi and South Korea and driving the situation of the Korean Peninsula into a war situation. It is obvious that the conflict between the anti-imperialist independence forces and the imperialist coalition forces will escalate into a war situation at once as the U.S. becomes more and more frenzied about implementing hostile measures against North Korea. The military and political failure of the withdrawal of the U.S. troops from Afghanistan, along with the aggressive and exploitative nature of the U.S. military, shows that the U.S. imperialists will eventually be defeated by the anti-imperialist and independent forces. Biden administration must immediately stop its reckless hostile maneuver against North Korea and withdraw the U.S. troops from South Korea first. October 1st, 2021, in front of the White House in Washington, D.C., spokesperson official, People's Democratic Party.